unhappy, uneasy, dissatisfied. There is a great disturbance, causing affliction, to this frail and broken mind.
Yo, 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 what's going on, folks? Happy Friday to you. I'm Eric Nowotowski. We're going to get some art going here today. We got a comment. Who is it? Nighthawk Warrior. Hope you have a nice weekend, Eric, and a nice coloring live stream today. Thank you, man. Hope you have a great weekend as well. It's Friday. It is the weekend. So hope you guys have a good one. We're going to do some coloring today. I got some quick announcements. Monday on Whatnot, I am doing original art giveaway, 11 by 17 for penciled and inked, 11 by 17, full page, giving it away for free. All you got to do is I'm doing mystery grab bags. I'm doing 10 of them. You purchase one of those for $40. You get 5 signed prints, and you have a chance to win an 11 by 17 original piece of artwork. That's all there is to it. And that's not all. I'll be giving away this guy. Dun, dun, dun. Grifter from Inktober 2018. Giving this away as well, a freebie to anybody could win it, whoever purchases a grab bag. So I have 10 grab bags, so you have a 1 in 10 chance of winning the 11 by 17 print and this potentially as well. So this is the first Inktober piece I did in 2018, the very first. Also published in the Inktober 2018 little ashcan I did. It was my first Indiegogo campaign, my first crowdfunding campaign. That's what I did. So I'm giving that away as well. So 2 chances to win original artwork. Plus, if you don't win, you still get 5 pieces of amazing artwork in print format. So 11 by 17 prints, all signed. It's going to be a good time. So check it out. Links in the description. You just have to sign up, all that good stuff. And then, like my channel and get on there and win some cool artwork. Also, Shadow Sentry Origins coming to an end March 27th. So very soon I'm going to end it on Reni's channel, Reni Draws. So that'll be a fun time. And then what else? Battle Mode Omega. Sign up for Battle Mode Omega. It's my new kids comic idea that it's still a little bit of ways away, but we're probably gonna launch it later this year. So get up on this email list, and I'll let you know when we launch and whatever else cool, fun stuff we're gonna do. Last but not least, I'm a little sick, under the weather. My whole family has been sick. They're slowly getting better, but as you can tell, it's simmering in there. And yeah, so if I disappear on you, it's probably because I have to blow my nose or something. So anywho, all good stuff. So hope you guys are doing well. It's Friday. Let's get to some cool artwork. Let me share my screen. Let's do this. Still coloring. The first and the last. The first Ninja Turtle cover mixed with some Last Ronin. So, got that there. Okay, just peeking in on myself. Yeah, so last week I said I was going to color the turtles in the background, but this week I really am. That's what I'm going to focus on. So, let's do it. Real quick, let me give you a rundown of my layers here. So I got my reference stuff, Ninja Turtles stuff. I got a Force Ghost, a real one. It's Anakin. Just for an idea of how am I going to do this Force Ghost? How am I going to approach it? So I've got some ideas. I really like this one up here, top left. And so I got my references. I got my screen layer. This is my screen layer right here. Screen. Got my inks. Boom. So I can kind of see the painting under there. It's coming. It's forming. It's not there yet. Here's some stains. This is what I use for the stuff there. The wall texture in the background. Kind of add that there. And then we got the color and the flats. Boom. So there's what it looks like without all that stuff. But just to give you a rundown of how I do my layers there. And here we go. So I'm hoping 2 more streams, 2 more hours, and this puppy will be done. And if not, then I'm just going to have to finish it. Because I want to have this done for WonderCon. I want to have it done. Ready to offer. Okay, so first what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to hide all these layers. I'm going to go on my ink layer. I'm going to create a new layer, go back to my inks. So I'm going to go channels. Got all these here, but there's no color, right? But I'm going to select this little thing here. It's going to select all the black. So I'm going to come over here, change this to black. Got my black there. Come back over here to layers, go to my new layer, and I'm going to paste. Let's see, is it? Nope, wrong one. It's this one. Oops, I forgot to do something. That looks cool though, but I forgot to do something. Hold on, my daughter's coming. What's up, baby girl? What you need?
Do you find my chocolate ice cream?
Did I find your chocolate ice cream? No, I didn't. I didn't look. Remember, I said I was gonna help you.
Put my nose in the chocolate truck.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna help you when I'm done. Okay.
Okay.
Promise. Love you.
Love you.
Okay. Mom will be home soon. Okay. So she's looking for her chocolate ice cream. It's the fake kind. It's like a Play Dryer's ice cream set. She lost her chocolate. All right. So I forgot to inverse. So I have to inverse this. Boom. Now all the black is selected. Before it selected all the white. Now it's on the black. Now I can pop this in here. Okay. So now I have just the inks. You can see the background is transparent, but now I have an ink layer. I have a layer of just my inks, which is what I'm going to need because I think I'm going to, on the Force Ghost turtles here, I'm going to color the lines. So the lines won't be black. They'll be like a light blue or something. So I'm going to need that. And yeah, what I could do, but I'm not because it's going to take too much time. I could just erase everything else except their lines, and then I'll just have their lines on one thing there, which could be handy, but too much time. We're all about not wasting time today. So yeah, so that's that. So I've got that. So what I could do, let's say I'm coloring. Bum, bum, bum. Here's Eric coloring. Doodle-doodle-doo. And then I just want to select my inks because I want to do some cool screen work on just the inks. I can go Command and click this layer. Boom. It just selected all the inks for me. So then I could just go color wherever I like. But if so, you'll notice though, if you have both of the layers on, it gets a little chunky. So just want to make sure you only have one of those layers on there. But not a biggie. So that's my little hack to get to my inks, and then I could just mess with just the inks. Do screen stuff over the inks and all that good stuff. All right, so let's see here. So that's step one, because I'm eventually going to color the ink lines on there. Step two, let's go to just our guys. Now I want to grab this. Dun, dun, dun. That one. Okay, so we don't need these. I'm going to take this and move it. Oh, it's locked. All right, let me move it right there. So it's kind of out of the way, but I want my reference up so I can maybe steal some colors off of that. Might want them lighter, but we can mess with that when we get to it. So I could select just the characters right now. I could do that if I wanted to. But I think we're going to tackle this one piece at a time. I like this. I might want a little more definition on like the gear, you know, like the pads and then the belt. So you'll see there it's kind of colored a little differently, but not much. So I want maybe just a little bit more definition on the pieces. But I like that color and how that kind of looks. So that's kind of the look I'm going to go for. And then again, you can kind of see like there's no, I want to get rid of the ink lines by coloring them. And so that'll be there. So it'll be kind of like monochromatic, coloring monochromatically. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to select, let's go with just, all right, that's a little more than I wanted, but my tolerance is set to 100. So we're going to drop that down to 5. And then I can really, there you go. That'll kind of get those pieces there. Let's get that one. And it got his mask in there, but that's okay. So let's go with something like that. Oops. I dropped color and I'm still on the flats. So let me lock that. Color. Boom. Okay. And let's just drop that there. Let's do his mask there. I was thinking I'd keep the masks with a little bit of color, but decided against it. So let's see here. I do want this a little different, so I'm going to bump that up to be darker. Something like that. And then, so I will pick out like the highlights. So like these will be brighter. Let's go something like that. So those will be brighter. The shells. All right, so go back, get off contiguous. Contiguous. That's it. Contiguous. Oh, it's not a word you use every day. All right, so that stuff's kind of dark. I kind of like that color. Let's go. All right, it's a little lighter. Hold on. Let's see here. We can go this color actually. So a little bit of definition, not a whole lot, but yeah. So maybe, let's see here. I kind of like it. All right. So now what I'm going to do, come back over here. I'm going to select everybody now. Oop, did that work? It did, but it's just leaving these. Oh yeah, I want this too. Hold on. Let me do this. I forgot this was kind of. Nope. There we go. So I want this to be nice and dark. Maybe a little in that area. Boom. There we go. And I'm going to stick with that color because I'm going to add my darks first, right? So there we go. All right. I'm going to hide this so I can just kind of move on without it. And I'm going to go, I will check the chat soon. So make sure I can't color anywhere that I don't want to. Yep, looking good there. Let's zoom out a little bit and we're going to start dropping some darker colors here. Oops. I am coloring over the swords, but that's all right. I can fix that easily. Oh. Oh. See? Bummer. I messed it up when I did when I flattened my flat layers. I should have kept them separate, and I didn't do that. My bad. But I'm coloring over my sword here, and I don't want to do that. So let's go back. Where did I start coloring over that? Right about there. So let me go to Mikey, and I'm going to X that out. So Command Option on the layer will give you a minus. So I'll take off this Mikey flat layer, and now we're better. We're good here. Okay, so let me hide that again. Get on my brush, and now I don't have to worry about that. Still coloring over the swords, but that's okay. Again, we're just kind of dropping some darks here, not really getting too crazy with perfection. It's really just spotting some where the darks would be, where the shadows would be. We're kind of getting everything, but that's all right. Dun, dun, dun. Underneath of everything. Shadows, where would the shadows be? Just a little bit, and I mean, it really adds more depth and dimension to it, but we're going to get more precise, but not yet. And then again, I said we're going to do like monochromatic, right? So I'm keeping this kind of the same color. And then, yeah, this is just step one. Bum, bum, bum. Get a little darker. Yay, my wife is home. She had to run into work real quick. and took her longer than she expected. Okay, so make this darker. Okay, so again, it's monochromatic. It's not perfect, but I do want them to be in the background. I don't want to like see them a whole lot. I don't want them to pop that much, but they are going to be glowing, which is gonna help. So yes, so we're good there. Let's put some under his tricep there. He's got some big old triceps. Bam. He's been working out, you know what I mean? Working those triceps. Okay. All right. Let's check the chat. Let's see if anybody's in here. Let's see. Remove. Nobody's commenting. It's okay. It's all right. Nighthawk was here. He was here. Thank you, Nighthawk. All right. Let's go back. Done. Actually, no. Hold on. Okay, sorry, had to blow my nose. All right, so Command D will mute, and then Command O will hide the screen. Let's check this out. Nice. Command D. Cool. All right. If I have to blow my nose again or cough or whatever, I can do that while I'm on the other screen. Let's try this out. Here we go. Back to the artwork. Boom. Okay. So their eyes are nice and bright and vibrant. I'll take this off. Nice and hot and vibrant. Oy. Okay, so that has a cool effect to it, but let's go back to right here. We're going to select just the swords again and go back to our color layer. So I do like that color, but what we're going to do, let's make it so it's not so obvious. Right, so now let's go here. Oops, switch color. Boom, boom, boom. Bow, bow, bow. It's kind of cool, right? Just a little bit of a sword metallic look there. Color under here, under here. All right. This one is still light, so let's darken that on that side. Come over here to this one. Let's go to our flats. Switch. Boom. There we go. Brush. And there we go. Okay. All right. So now that I stepped back, I did my colors. Now let me fix what I did color over, which I didn't want to. So we're going to fix that. We'll fix this and this and that and that. Okay. Let's come over here. Okay. Our other color, which was this one, I believe. Oops. Hold on. Just a little bit. All right, all right. Let's see. Contiguous. Where are you at, Mr. Contiguous? Boom. All right. Let's do this again. Okay. There's that. Just a little bit. Okay. So these guys, I want to be the same color. I guess I can do that. It's fine. I want them to be the same color as Leo's swords here. So let me select that. It's a little on the dark side, but that's all right. So let's come over here. Just hit that a little bit. Okay. Just be able to differentiate between metal and different stuff, different material. It's always important when you're coloring. Go dark here. Dark here. Okay. So now that's Raph. Even though he's not red, it's okay. Got these guys. Okay, now we could add in the highlights. We could do that. I'm gonna do a little bit more with the shadow. So technically, what we see in front of us is kind of like the midtones. I just added the shadow, and then we'll have a highlight. So you got your highlight, your midtone, and then your shadows, right? 3. That typically works pretty well. If you want to go a little bit more, you could add some other stuff. But 3 is pretty good. So I'm happy with that for these guys. They're Force Ghosts. So we're going to do 3. And I'm just going to dial in the shadows real quick, a little bit more. So I'm going to select them all. This time I'm going to be in there a little more fine tuning it. More sharp lines. So sharper on the shadows. Dun, dun, dun. It's good to have like some sharper lines on the stuff. Just looks a little more detailed, a little more realistic. Oops, darn it. Stupid sword. Let's get rid of the sword, shall we? Get rid of that sword. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'm wrong contiguous, so it took out all that light stuff. Wonderful. Let's get rid of the eyes too. There we go. No eyes. They're really light. They're like super bright. So we'll have to make sure we dial those in. Get rid of Mikey's sword, which I already colored over, of course. So I will have to fix that. But in the meantime, back here, let's go a little bit bigger. I want to chop in there. Those nice lines there. A little smaller again. Done. Fingers. This should be in the back a little bit. It's in shadow. So, dun, dun, dun. Forearm muscles, nice and crispy. And then if I want to come in here, add some like more colors, and then I can go back and forth and kind of blend them. Again, get some more details in there. Let's go back to this guy and back to our color. Boop. And get some more crispy lines here. Let's make this a little fluffier. I mentioned like I'm not a painter, but I could definitely do some digital stuff. Not painting necessarily, but gosh, it's just so much easier when you're working digitally. But I hate mixing paint, man. I can't. And then it's like you run out of paint and it's like you need more and you got to make more. Oh, that's the worst. That's why I will never be a painter. If someone paid me a lot of money to do it, sure, I can make it happen. But man, my wife said she wanted something. She wanted me to paint something. I'm like, oh, like, really? Can I not? I'll pay you so I don't have to. How about that? I'll do anything else. But I'm not a painter. All right. Oh, dark color again. Where's my dark? So let me do this. I'm going to switch. So here you can toggle between these by pressing X. So I got my dark, and let me get something a little less dark so I can kind of jump between them. All right. So we got the knuckles and the hands here. That should be nice and crispy. Details. Less details in the face. It's more like round, fluffy. And I'm leaving a little bit here. Like, let me hide this. So see how I kind of leave, I color here, but I leave this over here. This is kind of like reflected light. That's like reflected light down there. So depending on how, you can go like that, right? It's like really dark, but I kind of like to keep it light, not super sharp. But that I leave that area so it's kind of like reflected light, and you can kind of go a little bit. But yeah, so that's the idea there. Reflected light. But I can get darker. I like to build up my colors slowly. Like that. That looks nice. Just a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. How about some music? I should put on some music, huh? Dun, dun, dun. This is like zone out type work, like coloring and inking. It's like you could totally just zone out. I've been watching The Hobbit. It was between The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, so I went with The Hobbit this time. But The Lord of the Rings is next. It's coming. It's one of those movies I got to watch every year, like once a year. And the time is now. Everybody's been sick, laying around. It's like, all right, I need some like, that looks like a smile. I don't want to be that happy. He's a ghost. But anyway, so yeah. So I've been watching me some Hobbit. It's been fun. It's got some great music, man. I love almost all the movies end with like a great song, like an original song. Like I See Fire by Ed Sheeran. Awesome. Even the first movie had a good ending song. You just want to like put that on and jam to it. But anyway, I mentioned music. Let's go put on some music. Guy from Red Bank. Cool. What's going on, Guy from Red Bank? How are you? Welcome. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on. I can't scroll with my pen. Let's see. What's it going to be? Got this. Daydreaming. That seems appropriate. Let's do some daydreaming. All right. Keep that there. Here we go. Back to it. All right. So, anyway, where were we? The Hobbit. Yes, we were talking The Hobbit. Okay. Let's see. Fix that there. But yeah, but coloring is kind of like, kind of like daydreaming a little bit. All right, so we're still on the darks, the shadows. We haven't. Oh, we don't want that. There we go. This is a nice brush. Kind of goes from dark to light. You can kind of like build it up, which I like. You get lines in there. Don't go too far because then I'm gonna. That's not work here. Okay. But yeah, so then you got your really hard brush, your kind of softer edges, but still hard. But I really like this one. This one's good. And that's a 12. It still seems like we're really big. Let's go up a little bit. Come on. I probably didn't select that area, did I? Yeah, so on my flat layer, this is like, hold on. This is like empty, I feel like, so I need to fix that. Let me fix this real quick. don't think I ever colored that or something. Let's just fill it. Boom. Oh, it's not going to do it because it's locked. Hold on. All right, now there we go. Let's lock that again. Now come back here. Select our thing. Minus Mikey's sword. There we go. Should be back to normal. But speaking of Mikey's sword, let's fix that, shall we? There we go. Really fine tip there. Bam. Okay, let's try this again. So all of our characters, minus Mikey's sword. Now we should be golden. Okay. Hide those lines. Still working on our shadows. Let's go fluffy. Where was I working? I was working in here. Let's go. All right. Let me. So I want to cast a shadow. I mean, Force Ghosts don't really have shadows, but man, you know, I think it look cool. All right, change my mind. I'm not gonna do it. It would look cool maybe, but not if it's a Force Ghost. All right, let me fix this. So, yeah, so this brush enables me to get some good lines, good cuts, like nice cuts. Okay, so I minus that, hide that, and we're back. Okay, so it's a little less dark, I think. That was the color I was using. Sheesh. Anyway, okay, so it was that one or it was that one? It was a darker color, but it's all right. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. But what brush am I on? Okay, I'm on that one. So you could use it if you press. You can still get some solid lines. Contiguous off minus these guys. There we go. Don't want to color over anything I don't want to. I want to get a good shadow in here. Of course, I'm coloring over his thing here. Yeah, would a Force Ghost have shadows? Probably not. But is it going to look cooler with shadows? Yes. So we're going shadows. I mean, it's just a glow, right? So still have, you know, some definition. That fingernail should probably be a different color, but not ready to do that just yet. If at all. Do I want to color his nail? Not really, but I could. Ooh. I see somewhere I can put some coolness. Let's make this bright. Notch those out there. Bam. Cool. Works. And so what you could do, this is good for adding definition, but you know, hold on. Yeah, that's a good size. Let's go with this color. It's not super defined, but that little bit there, find that edge. helps with making things look three-dimensional. Just a little bit, makes it pop. Okay, so let's come over here. Dark color. Sure, yep, look at that. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, fix that there. Get rid of those little white lines, light white dots that are just sticking out in weird places. Okay, reselect. All right. So they're looking good, looking defined. Oops, where'd that come from? There we go. Well, let's go back over here. That. Okay, now reselect. Good. Okay. All right. What did I miss? Anything? What else can I do? My defined pen going on right here. Let's get a little more definition on Rap's face. And here too. Okay, this, we can, that should be underneath, so that's in shadow. Come in shadow there. Go right there. Okay, over there. Too much, just a little bit, just a bit. Okay, how about Leo here? Like his eyes. All right, Donatello. Let's see here. So let's go back over here. So this is kind of in shadow. This will be cropped off, this line here. That's like the edge of the paper. So, but yep. So this line here is my that should be my trim line. Yeah, so I know what's going to be trimmed off, so that line will not be seen on the actual print. So that's that. Okay, where are we? Let's go on this mask here. Not as much expression on Donatello's face here, but it's all right. This. This color has changed. It's a little darker, but it's all right. Okay, so their eyes. Let's do their eyes. Use this, and we're gonna go like 50%. So I just want to get like a little, oops, still in the flats. I just want to get a little shadow top there. So they're not super bright. There we go. Cool. So he's got nice heavy shadow. I like that shadow. Donatello. Let's fix this a little bit. There we go. Like that. Okay. Now, these guys, there's lots of brights here. It's probably too bright, but we do want there to be some highlights on them. So let's do some highlights. I don't know how crazy I want to give it the highlights, but let's just give it a shot here. All right, so let's all those guys minus Mikey's sword. Oh yeah, let's get rid of the that. These. Okay. All right, so let's add some highlights to them now, shall we? Hide that. So I'm going to pull back a little bit again, just so I can kind of get the vibe of the whole image here. I could do this with the highlight, or excuse me, the dodge tool. Well, I'm actually on dodge, but see, my mind was like, you're gonna dodge this, but no, I'm gonna try it in color first, and then because I don't want to go too bright. I don't want to go too bright, so we're gonna hit some highlights here. Oh yeah, so I'm on 54%, so let me bump that up. I do want it to be, I want to see it, right? So, and I'm on a softer brush, so I can just kind of build this up a little bit. But as I add the highlights, it should just make it pop, make them pop a little bit more. And if I wanted to, I could come back in with the dodge tool and really bump it up, but these are going to just be hidden areas where if there's light coming down from above, it would be hitting these areas here. It's not everywhere, but just on the tops where the light would be hitting. And two, when you do the dodge tool, like the highlight tool, it's only going to highlight lighter colors, so it won't let you get, it won't have the same effect in the darker areas. So which we do want. So let's see. So I'm doing this like far away, but then I'll zoom in and just kind of clean it up where I need to. But for now, from this point, it's working out pretty good. I like it. And you can just see as I'm adding this, like it's just making them pop a lot more, which is cool. That's what I want. That's what I want. That might be too much, but let's see. I do want to do that, but not as much. Let's drop it down 50% and try this again. Kind of hitting the back of his shell here. Sword is not selected, so I can steer clear of that. That's going to be in shadow. This will be hidden something there. Cool. This is All right, so let's zoom in here just a tad. Make this is going to be smaller. Hit some of the mask here. Again, hit this with some reflected light. I don't love these inks real quick, so I'm going to fix them. Solid 7. Should be. Make sure I'm at 100%. Now I am 100%. Go over to white. Move that. Get that out of there, and then. There we go. Let's. Okay, some of the finer details. Make sure I got everything where I want it. Okay. Okay, lock that again, get off that, fill our colors. Okay, there we go. So now, obviously, I could change this. I can make it darker. I can make all the colors darker. I could kind of mute them a little bit to make them drop back in the background if they're like too bright and they're overpowering this guy in the foreground. But again, like I mentioned last week, having so you have like your warm tones and your cool tones. The background, the building would typically be all cool, right? Unless you have light that's coming up, some warm light from the street, right? You got some red that's coming up from the street, and that's illuminating the guy in the foreground, who is Mikey. Sorry, spoilers. And then like the building, and then a little bit on the building back here. So that red is going to make all those things jump out, right? Because red just pops, jumps, catches your eye. Even though these guys are lighter, the red is really going to catch your eye. So we're going to make them glow. But if they're too bright, I could just kind of reduce it by going to image adjustments, hue saturation, and then I could just drop the saturation down. I can do it on the whole image, but you can see I can do that where I want it and just kind of make things more gray, and make them drop back, or if they're too bright, etc., etc. So anyway, not too worried about that. Very easy to change stuff in Photoshop. I love it. But that's the thought there. So real quick, before I do, where's the nunchuck? Where's the nunchuck? You mean Mikey? You mean Mikey? He's in there. He's in there. He's in there. You just gotta know where to look. But anyway, I already spoiled it. If you're still watching, I spoiled it. But Mikey is the last Roman, so he's in the foreground. That's why he's missing in the back. Good question. All right, so okay. So now let's come over here to our reference. So what I want is a neutral kind of color, but so let's do something real quick. So I'm gonna select my inks again, right? Gonna hide them. I'm not gonna do it on my ink layer. I'm gonna do it on another layer, but make sure it's 100% flow, 100%. Okay, so now I'm gonna go. So with this, you have to be kind of careful. You don't color stuff you don't want to, but I'm gonna. So by doing it on another layer, it's gonna let me have the opportunity to change things quicker. So like if I want something darker, I'm just gonna erase this. So, but here's this. We're just gonna try this. We're gonna see how this works, and make adjustments as needed. And I don't want to color anything in the background because that will just mess up the effect. We just want to get these elements here, these guys. And I only have the inks selected, so I'm only going to be coloring over the inks at this point. But you know, I didn't mess with his staff. I forgot Donnie's staff. I gotta fix that. But gosh, just doing that, and they just like boom, they just fade into the background. We'll make adjustments with the highlights and the shadows and all that good stuff. But for now, we're just coloring these guys on the ink layer, or over the inks, I should say. We're on a different layer. Again, I want to be careful just to get them and not the background. But working on a different layer will help, because if I do color something on the background, I could easily erase it. And I said earlier too, I could just go in here and select just the inks that I want. Could do that, which would be helpful. But for time's sake, I'm just going to do this. Sometimes you almost have to like color over it twice because I'm on over top of the ink layer. I gotta make sure that I color it enough. But when I'm done, I'll be left with just their inks with this color over it. See me kind of missing. Oh, that's why I made some adjustments here, and it's not coloring them because I did this. I did it after I made my ink selection, so it's not getting that area perfectly. But it's alright. It's easy to fix. That's why that's not getting colored there. All this probably would be quicker in the long run to just kind of use my selection tool and get rid of all the background that I don't want, but it's all good. Gotta make your choices, make your bed, and you gotta lay in it. I'm laying in the bed I made. This is my choice. I'm sticking with it. Whoa, I just felt a little mini earthquake. A little rumble going on. Get them pretty frequently here in Southern California. Nothing too crazy. Haven't had a real crazy one in a while. At least nothing that's really affected us a lot. But we do get them from time to time. But nothing too crazy. I feel like LA gets it the worst. It's because they are the worst. It's a bad place. They get the judgment. They get the wrath more than we do. Probably just because of their traffic. Their traffic is horrible. Speaking of traffic, I'll be driving up that way in just a few weeks, heading to WonderCon. So if you guys are going to WonderCon, I will be there. I'll be in the, I think they're called dealer tables. It's like in the, I think it's the center room. I'm not sure, but it's DL34. I'll be on a nice corner. I'll be right behind Larry Houston, the one of the original guys on the X-Men series back in the day. I'll be right there. I was next to him last year or the year before, but this year I will be behind him. They moved me, which is cool because I'd rather be on a corner. But yeah, Larry was awesome. I got to talk to him and pick his brain. I asked him about the new upcoming X-Men 97 series that Disney's going to do. And he said, you know, they're going to do some things that I wouldn't necessarily do, but it's, hey, the new creator, he gets to do what he wants to do. So there you go. It is someone else's show. But yeah, he was beating around the bush. He didn't want to say too much. I could tell. 'Cause, he was beating around that bush hardcore. Because I was like asking about kind of like the kind of politically correct stuff, or maybe even the junk they're gonna throw in it, and he was like, maybe. I don't know. It's not how I would do it. All right, let me erase this stuff here. Bam. There we go. Wrap is done. Lots more to go, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We shall see. We shall see what happens after. How are we doing on time? Where are we at? 58 minutes. Okay, so 58 minutes. What color was I using? I think it was this one. There we go. Why is it not working? Oh, I'm on erase, not my brush. That'll do it. That will do it. Okay. Still at 100. Good. All right, so let's do this here. Now, there might be another way to do this, or maybe an easier way. This is just my way. Okay? It's not the highway, it's just my way. You don't have to do it my way, but I'll show you how I do it. And if you find a better way, please let me know. But this is how I do it. This is how I do it. So I'm going to have all these guys, I'm going to have their ink layers colored, and then what I can do is I can adjust them, make them darker, make the black come through a little bit more, make it come through less. I can adjust it as I need to, but everything's going to be on its own layer, and that's really what I'm going for here. I want it to be nice and easy to adjust. So again, I probably went the long way around to doing it, because I could have just, I have all my inks on one layer. I could have just deselected all the stuff I don't want to color and then just dropped all the color on there that I wanted. But we're using the brush here. We're using the brush. Chose to go with the brush. So, but I want a different look for these guys because they're ghosts, right? The forced ghost look going on here. So I want it to look different. And don't forget, we still got to add the glow. The glow is really going to add that extra coolness. Usually does. Cool, like screens and stuff. It's like that, just that extra layer of cool. You just can't do it with, well, I guess if you're actually painting, you could probably do it easier. But, it's one of those cool effects. I guess I've done it. I've done sketch cards and stuff. You can just get a colored pencil and kind of color and get that cool little glow going around objects and stuff. So I guess it can be done, but it's just cool in Photoshop. It's that extra little excellent, awesome stuff that you do to your artwork. Just puts it over the top, makes it cooler than if you didn't do it. So I want to be careful not to hit this sword. I get it nice and close and tight here. Keep that tip in there. All right, before I leave, I gotta tell you guys, I saw Dune #2 last Sunday. This past Sunday. It was awesome, really good. I really enjoyed the first one. Second one was just as good. It just amps it up, man. Really cool. It's kind of like, I would describe it as like Star Wars, but for adults. And then like Mad Max. Like Mad Max, the newer one with Tom Hardy, that was like heavy metal. Awesome, you know. This is like more of like an opera, like awesome. So if Mad Max was like heavy metal, this was like an opera and orchestra, awesome, like on that same awesome level. It was just so cool. Just a really cool sci-fi flick, and very enjoyable, very, very good. It's almost 3 hours long, so it better be good. But no, it was really good. Yep. So that's all I'll say about that. So if you like number 1, number 2 is awesome, just as good. I've never read the books, so can't really compare it there, but yeah, that was good. I also watched The Beekeeper. Total letdown. I mean, you know, I was like, you know, it was a movie. It was okay, but it was almost like a John Wick kind of ripoff. And it was just poorly written, just kind of like lazy writing. That was, if it wasn't trying to be like a John Wick type movie, it probably wouldn't have been as bad, but it was just kind of like, I could just see all the similarities and like they're trying to go that direction almost with it. And the writing was so bad. It was, man, I was bummed. I really like Jason Statham, but that movie could have been so much better. He just wrote it better. It was just lazy, man. Lazy writing. And even some of the fighting and stuff, and just how it was just, I was bummed about that one. But anyway, can't go wrong with some Dune. Almost there. Okay, so we got lots of stuff to work around here. So let me get in tight. There. This comes in handy. Sure. Straighter lines, turning the page. Kind of like when you're drawing on an actual page, you just turn it to where you feel comfortable getting those lines. Pretty nice, pretty nice. All right. So it's been over an hour, but it's okay. We're going to go a little bit longer today because I got a late start. So now, okay, it looks a little funky. But that's okay. So what we can do now, just make sure this stuff is, oh, we still got to do the staff. See how it kind of gets a little bit darker the second time I go over it? That's just how it is. It's the nature of that. Coloring over the black lines. It's kind of happens. But it's all good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this. And all right, let me just do this now. It shouldn't be too hard. Get my mouse. Go small, 12, that should be good. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to click this. Come up here. Oh man, wrong button. Don't do that. Gotta hit shift. That'll give you a straight line. Boom. Straight line. Boom. Over here. Straight line. Maybe a little more than I needed, but let's erase. Oops. Those wrong lines, wrong buttons again. All right, so boom. Shift. There we go. Okay. Okay, got that. That was easy. Let's go in the middle. Color these lines. Turn this. Let's just get it done and over with now. Because what I'm going to do is that's straight. I'm going to, oops, up there. There we go. I'm going to duplicate this layer so I have, because I'm going to end up erasing some of it. Okay. But I can just have this to kind of go back to and select from, which will be helpful. All right. I kind of messed around over here with this, so let me color this. Fix this. So I have to deselect and just color over this area here. Otherwise, I'm going to have some little black dots that are going to look weird. That looks pretty good. Okay. Zoom out. Okay. So I've got these guys covered. All right. Everything looks good. Everything looks covered. We're good. Okay. So I'm going to duplicate this. Hide this one. Turtle lines. Let's see. Boom. Actually, you know what? Let's do that one, and then that way that's named. Okay. Now check it out. So now I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna select the brightest. Well, not the brightest, because white would be the brightest, but I don't want to go that bright. So I'm gonna take that one there. Let's get rid of him. We're gonna select just our lines. Actually, you know what? I don't need to select the lines because, well, yeah, I do. So we're gonna select just the lines. All right, we're gonna get that. Hide them. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here with this guy. I'm gonna add highlights to these lines. These areas. Now it's not, because it was my inks, it might not be perfect, it might not look wonderful, but that's okay. We're just gonna hit some of these highlights. A little smaller here. Hit just some of them. Can't even see that there, but that's okay. We can adjust on the back end a little bit. This is some of them. Okay, just a little bit. We're gonna have to go in and kind of adjust some of this stuff because that doesn't look great. That's kind of like kind of rough there. But we will adjust. We will make it look cool. Gotta change the music. There. All right. Coloring over the lines. We will have to adjust just because I'm kind of being sloppy here, but you can see what I'm doing. I'm picking out these highlights and I'm doing it on the ink layer rather than say in the colors. But it's okay. It's gonna look cool. This effect kind of makes it more look like a, more realistic, more like a painting, I guess you could say. So there's a cool little effect to it. You're covering up the ink lines, which ink lines are a clear indication that it's hand drawn versus painting. But when you color over the lines like this, it still looks drawn, but like a painting. It's one of those things, Again, this is not perfect, but we're going for Force Ghost look. That's what we're going for. And I still need to color Donnie's staff. I left that brown. Forgot about that. So, but coloring over this, and it just kind of makes it look like, all right, that's hitting the light more. It's out in the front. All right, a little bit here. Yeah, and then we can adjust darker, lighter, however we want to go. But for now, something like that. Let's do this over here. And something I could do too is I could simply just drop this down. You know, if I want to kind of go in between ink and colored over, you can do that. Something like that. But I want to go, once I do the highlights, then I'm going to go to the shadows and I'm going to make them darker, which I think will help as well. So, let's see what I'm talking about in a minute. Because not all this would be nice and bright. You have some shadow area, which will help distinguish between some of the objects here. All right, so this would definitely be light. Oop, I forgot to hit that area. Okay, let me go back. That should be my color. Deselect. All right, so I want to select that. Hold on. Load selection. Did it work? Huh. Did not work. So hold on. Reselect. Deselect. That should select it. But why can't I see it? It should be huh. Oh. Weird. Oh, that's right. I'm selecting the wrong thing. Wrong ink layer. Okay, that'll work. Okay, hide that. Now come back down here, get my brush a little smaller, and then make sure I'm at 100%. It's working, but what brush am I on? Oh, that's why. I'm not on the wrong brush. Okay. Much better. Okay. So now I'll come over to this color. Is there something else I missed? I think I missed up here too. Let me come over here. A little bit more up here. Let's make this a little better. Okay, I'm going to copy that, get rid of that. Come back over here, deselect, or reselect, excuse me. Oops, I missed this too. Okay, now that should be everything. Okay, now just select that. Okay, come back over here. Come back over here. Let's get this white and let's try this again. And let me hold on a second. Hey, what's going on? Jiminy Cricket WonderCon. Excuse me. They should change the name to X-Men 2024 since they're doing woke stuff they never would have pulled in 1997. True that. I don't go to conventions. I'm too busy with work, and I'm thinking about getting a second job in the winter. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I was listening to an interview with Jim Shooter the other day. Jim Shooter started at 13 because his family needed money. So that bro hustled and he got a job. 13. Love that glowing ghost color holding you're doing. Thanks, man. Almost there. It's looking pretty good, but it'll look better. Did I see the 1984 Dune? So that was a little before my time. Well, not before my time. I was born in 82, so I was a youngin' when it came out. My wife said it looks fire. Thank you, sweetie. Love you. I've probably seen some of it. It didn't stick with me enough to be like, oh yeah, I remember that movie. Probably saw it when I was really young. And I kind of remember the big worm, but not really. So maybe I should go back and watch it. See, I saw images of like the old cast, and they all look familiar. Like I've seen stuff from it, but anyway, I need to go back and watch it. See what I think. I skipped The Beekeeper after I saw the trailer. It looked stupid. His neighbor commits suicide. Yeah. I gave it a chance because I like Jason Statham. I like him a lot. But yeah, that was kind of like a weird, like, really? That's one. But it had a bit of a twist, but not much. And it was like, yeah, it could have been so much better. Or, like I said, just lazy writing. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of this music. Okay. All right. Before I end, which let me. Okay. Anyway. All right. So hit all the comments. Let me go back to the comments. Okay. We're almost there. Let's. So I got to get this done. So let's go back. Okay. So I do have to clean up some of the lines because coloring over the ink lines, some of them are not pretty. Not as pretty as they could be. So I do have to do that. But let's just keep going here. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So you kind of see what I'm doing there. Let me go back to this color and fix this. Actually, let me get a sharper edge. There we go. Okay. And I got to fix this. I can just, well, so if I erase it, you're going to see the black underneath. So, I'm going to wait on that because that needs to be taken care of, but I got to figure out the best way to do that. Because if I erase this, you're only going to see the black underneath, which is going to pop out as well. So we got to figure out how to fix it so it's not popping out and like, whoa, what is that? That's weird. Okay, so, but what I'm going to do, to check this out. So I am going to erase, and I'm going to erase some of it, not all of it. And I'm going to start at 50%. I'm on just the lines, right? So like this area here should be darker. All right, so I'm going to get a little darker there. A little darker there. So I got to be careful because I don't want to make everything darker. I just want to hit some spots. All right, so under here should be darker. And two, I got to, if I find a really good color, like if I'm like, oh, that's a good color, I'll just color it rather than erase it. And I still have this saved, right? So I can select this, even though I'm erasing it, right? So I can kind of go back. But I want to get an in-between where it's like, all right, it's shadow. See, I don't want to erase but under here, definitely, it's like, there, maybe some over here. Over here, definitely, it's going to be darker. But it's still kind of glowing, which is cool, right? So there, over here, I'll pop a little bit, down here a little bit. Kind of get a nice in-between. It's very ghostly, right? That's cool. So besides all the kind of ugly line work here, which I can fix, it looks pretty cool. All right, so definitely here, right? This is dark. Here should be darker. Definitely under his eyes. His eyes are looking kind of weird there. I can fix that. Here a little bit, there a little bit. A little bit. Down here, definitely. Not too much, though, but just a little bit. We can kind of go half and half if we want to. But, so yeah, just kind of feeling it out, seeing what works here. Again, I want the feeling that he's glowing. I don't want you to think like, oh, those are ink lines. I want to get a good in between kind of vibe here. So maybe leave some more of the outer edges. So I want it on the sword though. So I'm gonna have to go in and kind of fix some areas. I kind of like that. This could be darker. Sword blade definitely, or handle, I mean. That could be darker. Somewhere in here. So just kind of fiddling around with it, seeing what works. So they definitely look like more three-dimensional now. They look like statues, kind of just chilling back there. So that has a cool effect to it. So let's keep going. Got to be careful not to erase the white stuff that I did. And whoa. All right, I'm gonna put on contiguous. That's what we need there. Whoa. All right, let me go to my flats. That's why. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let me figure out what color we want here. Let's go. I like the darkness of it, but we need it to be like a blue. So how about in between? Let's go like that. Go to my color layer. It kind of works. And then let's see here. Okay. Go a little lighter. Dun, 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 dun. And let's go half size. Make sure I'm still selected on it. Nope. Hold on. Reselect, brush tool. Deselect. So I filled it. So, okay, there we go. All right. I want this guy. Now let's try it. Boom. There we go. That's better. I like that. Okay. Cool. Okay. So, dun, 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 dun. Let's go back to our turtle lines, select them, hide them, and we can, let's get, where do we go? Oh, we erased them. That's right. Let's go back to our eraser. That's how we got the darker look to them. All right. So I'm going to back up. This could be a little darker. A little darker. A little darker. That's pretty good. They kind of have like a smoky kind of look to them, which is cool. I like that. All right. There. A little less, more on the eyes, more dark on the eyes. That's too dark. Just a touch. There we go. That. I'm slow. Look at me. I'm slow. Just kind of pick. I just pick away, chipping away. Like a sculptor, I just chip away at it. I do. I want to be Michelangelo, the painter. the sculptor. Okay. Ta-da! It looks cool. Ugh, it needs to be refined, but see what I'm doing with it. Okay, now for the finishing touch. Are you ready for the finishing touch? We're going to come here. New layer. Screen. Boom. I'm going to deselect. All right. I'm going to come over here. Now the color we're going to try it. Let's try this first. That's not doing anything. Why not? Did I select something? What am I on? I'm on erase. That's why. Okay, brush. Let's go to our brush. Here we go. On our brush, 100%. Now we don't want to do 100% because that's too much. Now, I do want it to be kind of like greenish blue. Let's go a little more blue. A little more blue. Here we go. Ooh. And I kind of want to just do the outside. Not so much on the inside, but on the outside. 51. Got that. They're glowing. They're glowing. And then it kind of bumps up the highlight kind of look too, which is cool. And then, yeah, okay. Just want to make sure I'm not missing something here. Good enough for that. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Now they're looking like Force ghosts. Got to get the glow. Get that glow working. And it is a screen layer, so it is going to color over top of like everything below it. So it is going to lighten everything below it. So you can use that or not use it, but that is what will happen. So you want to be careful not to include any foreground elements that you don't want to, like that sword. That needs to be in the foreground, so I don't want to mess with that. But we're going to get that glow, that nice glow going. And it really works good when it's over the black. So you know what? I'm going to make this bigger and then just boom. See how that just kind of shines it? So if I want to go over some more and I want to hit some highlights, I could do that, make them more glowy. That will add more to that effect there, see? And it's like glowing over the background, which looks cool. Or like Raphael's face, that's cool. So yeah, see, I can play with this. I can make it more, make it less, but this is Force Ghost stuff right here. This is how I'm doing the Force Ghost effect. So glowing, not glowing, but see how that just like bam, that makes him pop. That glow effect, that's cool, man. That looks cool. I dig that. And so I can mess with that, bump it up a notch, take it down a notch, whatever I want to do. But that is cool. I'm digging it. Gotta really get that there. Especially in front of the black, you want that to really pop. In order to see the light, you need the dark. You need the dark. Without the dark side, you wouldn't know how good the light was. So that, I might want to color that. I might want to adjust some of the coloring I did, but that's funny. Okay. But anyway, I mean, it's not perfect. It's not 100%, but you kind of get what we're doing here. I need to adjust some of these lines, make sure they're nice and crisp, make sure I get rid of the junk. But there you go. There's some glowing Force Ghost turtles. I think, you know, it not being 100% done, it still looks cool. It looks good. All right. Well, we got that done. Now, you know, there's more to do, but for now, we're going to call it a day. Yes, we are going to call it a day. All right, so let me save this so nothing gets messed up. And we shall say sayonara. Let me make sure I didn't miss any comments or anything in here. Bomb, 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 bomb. All right, let's go back over here. Remove. All right, I didn't miss anything. Alrighty, guys. Thank you, sweetie. It has been fun. I need to take a break because I'm like ready to fall asleep. I'm sick and I'm tired. Literally. Alrighty, guys. It has been fun. We're getting there. It's almost done. It is almost done. All right. If you missed anything, go back to the beginning. I made some announcements in the beginning that you don't want to miss. Cool stuff on Whatnot. You can win original artwork. Shadow Sentry Origins is ending at the end of the month. I'll be at WonderCon. Awesome stuff. Don't miss it. But till next time, it's been fun. And I will see you. Man, I'm tired. But anyway, you guys are awesome. Thanks for being there. Till next time.
How you like me now? Oh, how you like me now? How you like me now? How do you like me now? Now there was a time when you loved me so. I could do no wrong. And now you need to know, don't break. How you like me now? 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 How you like me now?
And you're sure you saw this?
Yes, I'm sure I saw this.
All right. Let's keep this quiet.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your loyalty.